And then an idea sparked in me. Okay, no, remember you are not much of a bookworm, but you've got something that you're really passionate about. What could you do to, relive those days? Because it was something that was stressing me, and I was just so close into suffering from depression in a way of lack of employment. And then, started saving up some funds, an idea came by of like, okay, no, just build a gym where you could take out your own frustrations.
Hey, hanging on my neck. The bracelet matches a set. My brother name is $10. Stop all that back and forth over the net.
Welcome back to another episode of Sounds Good Enough. Today I'm with a gym enthusiast, gym coach. I don't know what to call him, but he'll definitely introduce himself with the proper title. So for the people who are watching, they would like to know who's Kunene.
Well, thank you. Sounds
good enough.
Sounds good enough.
Yeah.
As in like sounds good enough.
Yeah. It sounds good enough. Yeah. It's like, when you listen to something or when you do something,
then it just sounds good enough.
Just sounds good enough. It's not perfect yet, but it sounds good enough. Yeah.
And let me also just try being sound good enough.
Yeah.
So basically, hi to everyone that's watching. My name is Kunene, born and raised in Kwankwa, Limpopo, and I've been, I wouldn't say a gym enthusiast, but a sports fanatic in a way, ever since a young, early age,
Yeah.
Been running since primary, played rugby, soccer, all those type of things, and wasn't really much of a bookworm. That's when I realized, okay, no, man, I should divert into these things. And then let's go into the midlife now, the varsity life, where everything just took a turn and realized who I am in a way.
Yeah.
So got there, studied at the University of Free State, and 2013 did my first year. And played rugby with a couple of white guys, black guys. And that's when they all introduced me to this whole gym thing and what it takes to, fulfill your gym desires, your body goals and all that. And then I feel sad in sharing my varsity years because a lot went through that.
Yeah.
And studied, I think, intended on studying become accounting, but then I dropped out in my third year because it wasn't something that I was passionate about in a way. And then came the time, just wanted to finish school and focus on something else. So I did become business management and marketing. And then graduated, came back home, couldn't find employment and all. And then an idea sparked in me. Okay, no, remember you are not much of a bookworm, but you've got something that you're really passionate about. What could you do to, relive those days? Because it was something that was stressing me, and I was just so close into suffering from depression in a way of lack of employment. And then, started saving up some funds, an idea came by of like, okay, no, just build a gym where you could take out your own frustrations in a way. The intention was not really to build something for the community in a way, because it was just something whereby I would find myself whenever you wake up and you feel like you're stressed and thinking a lot, just go jog.
So it's help you cope.
Help me cope in a way. My coping mechanism, you could say. And then after doing that, I think on social medias, one person just texted me and asked, are you like a gym person? Do you help people gym? What? I was like, nah, it's not really my, there's food on plate, but it's something that I could try. And she's like, okay, no, I'm interested because I've been meaning to go to gyms, but then they're all far away from where I stay, basically, because since we don't have a proper gym at home. And then the idea came, I'm like, okay, no, this person is presenting an idea to me. How do I nurture it and how do I water this idea into something that could make me forget about what I've been going through? And then the whole idea just started, and then one thing led to another. And then today, basically, we're helping a lot of people in a way. Could not necessarily be gym, but when we're interacting during our gym sessions, they all tell me the same thing, This is helping me deal with depression, anxiety, how things are going in my life. Whenever I think of gymming, it all just makes sense in a way.
Yep.
So basically, more than just a gym enthusiast, I'm just a sports fanatic. That's why I'll tell you later on about the whole thing.
Okay. So just to recap, you went to Varsity,
Yeah.
and you did BCom, but you just felt that it's not something for you.
Yeah.
And obviously, throughout your high school and Varsity, you played rugby. And so, in a way, you were like a fitness person,
Yep.
per se, but you never really knew how to put it into use for your future.
For future, yeah, true.
And now you started MFS. Let's talk more about MFS. So what is it? What's the goal of it? Is it, I mean, you did speak about how initially it wasn't for the community, but how is it coming into helping the community now in full detail?
So I would say the sort of like main challenging factor that happens whenever someone just thinks of opening a gym would be funds in a way.
Yeah.
And then also depending on the type of business that you want to engage in, you would say location. In terms of this gym, the reason I didn't want to make it a community thing would be, okay, no, it's a backyard gym. So imagine a whole lot of people walking in and out of my yard. Yeah. That's the challenge that I had with my parents whenever I asked them, can I please open up a gym so that I could try and make something out of my life in a way. Then it was a bit of a struggle for them to agree into doing this, but then eventually they saw what I'm capable of doing or how the community is reacting. Then they just gave me the go ahead also in a way.
Yep.
And the whole plan with this whole thing, I'd say, would be to make a living out of it in a way and just to, you know, create awareness in the community. Because I've seen that it helps, since people tell me that it helps them cope in their daily lives with challenges and all that, I thought of like engaging the community in a way and presenting them with a platform that natures for their health and gives them that, you know, sense of belonging in a way. You know, if I'm not really feeling well with the type of body that I'm having, what's there to do about it? And I was just like, okay, no, let me just open the gate to that. And the future plans would be owning a building bigger than what we have here. Like, I don't know how, but I believe God made a way
Start somewhere.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Eventually, from where I started to where I am now, I believe that, you know, I'm still going somewhere. And with the help of the community members and my gym buddies and all that, we surely sharing visions on how we would like to see the place grow and what we want to do. Because I intend on engaging with everyone that's gymming and, you know, trying to fish for ideas on how they prefer doing things at the gym and what they would love to see. So yeah, eventually, I mean, it has to start somewhere, and there's just a bigger picture that I just don't know how to explain, but it will be fulfilled in a way.
Yeah. So seeing like the faces of people, I mean, changing their lives, you know, transforming. I mean, I understand that maybe some people come in here with body dysmorphia and you taking them through a program and making them feel more confident in their own bodies. Does that push you more to now open something bigger? And do you want to touch more people's lives in the terms of health and fitness? And
yeah, I mean, it now became the whole, you know, factor in touching people's lives, since you've mentioned seeing people's body changed and all. But then there's just one trick that, it's really difficult with this type of business, because I mean, it's easy for a person, I don't want to say overweight or big boned or whatever, but then I mean, you know what I'm talking about.
yeah,
right?
yeah,
It's easy for a person with such weight to come to you and be like, just like right now, you might find that it's summer within 2, 3 months, 4 months, 6 months.
yeah,
And someone could generally just come right now and be like, dude, this is me now, but this is what I want. And then top of my mind, the question that I asked them, I'm like, are you willing to make the sacrifices to see yourself and where you want to be with the type of body that you're telling me right now? And as much as I can tell you, not everyone would agree to that. Because if you give them the facts, I mean, it's sort of like a train smash to them in a way, because they they want a gym, but then they don't want to go through the process of what it takes and how to limit yourself from certain activities in life in order to achieve what you want. So with the people that responded to that, I mean, it's really been great and witnessing such. And I mean, there are a lot of references in what we've been doing and who we've helped, but I'll leave that for next time or to them whenever you get the chance to meet them in future.
Okay. So what you're basically saying is that you have people that come with somewhat unrealistic expectations of transforming the bodies in a few months, and knowing from your experience, knowing that it needs to take quite some time, and it also needs to take you willing to sacrifice your time, sacrifice your old bad habits in terms of food and all that. Now that's but at the same time, don't you feel like you need to be transparent with them as well and tell them the expectations and and like bring them to reality and try to find a way to make it easier for them? Because I feel like sometimes when you go to a trainer, person wants to hammer you from the get-go, whereas I always preach that, you know, just staying fit, you need to just start with walking for 30 minutes, right? Just 30 minutes. And then as I feel like after you do it for a week or two, you'll realize that, hey, I can actually do more. Because some people have never done anything to begin with, you know?
Well, I would say, because I mainly deal with group sessions, right?
Yeah.
I feel like there's a difference between a group session and when you're basically doing it one-on-one.
Yeah.
So with one-on-one, it's just that thing of, okay, no, you coming by yourself, you blindfolded by the gym in terms of you can't see anyone around you, right? And then when you go into group sessions, here's where it becomes tricky. You find there's a girl with the body that you want, right? Or there's a guy with the body that you want. There's a guy or there's a girl that's sort of like, you know, naturally gifted with that body and doesn't work as hard as you might be required to work.
Yeah.
So if I say it's a group session and then you find I'm giving those that have already been around and I see how they're coping, workouts, and then I tell you to, let's say, go run on the treadmill or cycle for 30 minutes.
Yeah.
I know it might be hard, but then I feel like some just don't sit in that manner. Okay, no, this guy is just trying to unlock that desire and passion for me to activate the body in such a way that I call it warm up, you know, because every session starts with like a 30 minutes jog or cycle.
Yeah.
And then since you're blindfolded now within a group session, you're seeing someone else that's lifting and you are like, no, man, I didn't come here for this. But then remember, you asked and then you told me, but no, could you please help me do this? So I believe in terms of when you're asking someone to help, it's like, okay, no, I've tried it my way. And I feel like I didn't get to a point where I wanted to be. But then now, can I come try it your way and see how it goes? So, yeah, I do sit down with them when they come and then we interact. And then I ask you, what do you want to achieve? And the main thing that you'd hear them say would be, I want to lose stomach fat. But what they don't get is, besides gymming, you need to do the whole body in a way. You get.
Yeah.
So with them, it's just the thing of, no, man, I just want to come here and come do sit-ups. Trust me, you won't see what you're doing when you just come here for sit-ups and just want to do your stomach exercise, because you need to shred off some of that fat in a way before it can reveal what you have inside.
Yeah.
And then, yeah, that's just some of the challenges that when you tell them, okay, no, let's say go do your full body workouts. I'm like, I don't want to lift. I don't want to do what. And then you're like, okay, we'll go run for 30 minutes. It's a lot, you know, like,
Yeah.
So in my mind, I'm like, okay, what do you want?
Yeah.
But then I don't say it out loud because I don't want to create that sort of like negativity.
Yeah, I know.
You know, this guy is kind of like
Arrogant
now or
or
arrogant, whatever, you understand? So I just try and go ahead with what you're doing. But then I also tell you, okay, no, you should also understand what you're wanting should be in terms of now, you want to create a new lifestyle for yourself.
Yep.
Because that's the whole idea around gym and the whole idea around what happened to you in gaining weight. You created a lifestyle that evolved around you. Eating a lot, could be drinking, could be what. But then now, that was your circle for gaining weight. Now you need to create a circle for losing it. In other words, you need to undo what you've done. Are you capable of doing that? And they'll be like, no, I'll try. But then I'll try, but okay, no. You want something, but then you'll still go ahead and go do what took you to that place, So I feel like that's just the challenges that as a trainer, most trainers come across. And, I try to set an example in terms of I don't drink, I could go out with you, but I don't want to find myself drinking because I know where that would lead me in such a way that I gain weight easily,
Yep.
And that's not what I'm after.
Yep.
So, yeah.
So do you set up a meal plan or a diet? Well, let me not say diet because maybe you might have a different opinion on this. I feel like diets don't work, but what actually works is finding food that is low in calorie, that's low in fat, that you can eat. Because like imagine now you're taking someone who eats like 5 times a day, right? And eats like a lot of food that has so much fat that tastes a certain way. And healthy food sometimes doesn't taste
Tasteless, trust me,
right? Yeah. So how do you work around that of giving them full, let me say a meal plan, not a diet, where they can still eat as much, but for less calories, for less fat, for maybe like a high carb or high protein, Sorry.
Well, around that here's the trick. Depending on the type of body that you after, generally you should sit down with yourself and ask yourself, what do you want? And I've done some research in a way, and I understood that, okay, no, if let's say you're trying to build muscle or become some type of bodybuilder in a way, we all know that you need to eat a lot, right? So here comes a person that wants to be a bodybuilder and gain rapid mass, and here comes a person that wants to lose rapid weight in a way. So if we go into the kitchen, the trick is pretty much simple. If I'm trying to gain weight, obviously I need to gym and eat a lot, right? And not just eat anything, but I need to eat the right source of carbs and protein and all. Every meal that I intake should contain protein because that's what's most important in your lifestyle right now. But the only difference between these two is the portion that you intake with food. So if I'm trying to gain weight, I could eat as much as I can, just as long as I can balance it with lifting.
No.
And then when I'm trying to lose weight, I'm still allowed to eat, but then I just can't eat as much as the person next to me that's trying to gain weight. In terms of if I eat, let's say, 1,000 calories, I need to be able to burn 2,000 calories above. So basically what you eat, you should be able to burn it off.
Yeah.
Not to say that you're trying to lose weight, but then you should eat more because you can burn it off, because it might create an unbalanced cycle in a way. So the only thing is just dieting in a way would be being within a low calorie deficit in a way, in terms of you trying to get lean or lose weight. But then when you're trying to buff up, also your body will tell you, okay, no man, the food that you're giving me, this is how I'm responding in a way. So you should also take note of that. And basically I would say we could eat the same thing, but then it's how we put in the work and what do we do after.
Okay. So my question was that do you create like plans for them? But I think addition to the question, but yeah.
I think I try doing it sometimes. I do have, because I did it for myself in a way. So when someone just asks me, it's not that thing that I advertise in a way. Say, okay, no man, when you're gymming, here's a plan I can offer you. So I just wait for the clients to sort of like create an interaction between the two of us and ask, okay, no, coach, do you perhaps do meal preps, or could you help me with what I could eat? And then in turn, I sort of like give you what I had and give you the options as well. Because with what I had would be I gained, I think I had some fat, some weight. And then I even I used to go for jogs. I feel like the fastest way in losing weight would be jogging. and allowing yourself, if you're not jogging, go for a walk that allows you to have 10,000 steps a day, right? So within the diet plan or the meal plan, I got to tell you about this whole thing, and we sit down and then we decide, okay, no, if you want to lose, this is what you could follow, and if you want to gain, this is what you could follow as well. So I say, to answer your question, it's just in terms of how does the client approach me? Does the client approach with the intention of wanting to know more about diets, or we just here to, because I feel like you could come to the gym just for the sake of, I just want to go relax, you understand?
Yeah.
I don't have a specific body type in mind, but I just want to cool down and, freshen up throughout the stress. Some could be work, life, school and all that. But eventually, trust me, if that's your goal, you haven't found yourself at the gym. But as you go and you allow yourself to be consistent, eventually you are sighting.
Okay. All right. No, but I would imagine that when you take people on, you'll take them with the intentions of giving them a set of exercises and what they can eat.
Yeah.
But I hear what you say. So talking about how you started a gym here in Goangoa, where most gyms are very far away, right? And I see now that you're working with other brands as well, right? Such as the water that we are drinking right now. It's
Which I haven't been drinking.
which I haven't been drinking, but I'll definitely. Well, I'm gonna take it home with me.
Oh, yeah,
I'll
true.
take it
Okay.
home.
Makes sense.
I'll take it home with me. But yeah, are you planning on working more with people that are around this area to create a ultimate gym, like things like mud? By the way, muddy is water for in Tonga.
Yeah. Well, here's how this whole thing just happened. It was, what did it happen? I think sometime late last year, we organized some type of hike, right, with the gym. And then I've got a gym guy as well that helped me out with that. Shout out to Musa as well, Musa Matavet. He also does this type of personal training things around. And then we organized sort of like a mini hike. And then the good part was, within his team, he's got the owner of Mati, right? And then they supplied us with water and all during the hike. And then I saw sort of like an opening for me, because I just love interacting, And then with this opening that I saw, it was after the hike, I sat down and asked myself, okay, no man, this brand just recently opened around the hood in a way.
Yeah.
What is it lacking? Not what is it lacking in terms of water or anything, but then publicity. Then I'm like, oh, okay. We also around the area, we also struggled with water for some time, because we would go for days without water, like drinking water.
Yeah.
And it's really hard gymming without water. So I sat down, wrote an email. I'm like, no, I have her numbers on WhatsApp. But I was like, let me try being a bit professional right now. And I text her, I'm like, could I please have your email? I've got some proposal that I want you to go through. Then she sends it. And then sit down, type. I'm like, I thank you for what you've done to us throughout the hike and all that. But then I've got a mini proposal that I would like you to help me out with. We currently facing challenges around the area, as you know, of water. And I sometimes struggle with the numbers of people coming to gym because they don't have water to drink throughout the sessions. And then she's like, what do you have in mind? Yeah. I'm like, oh, okay. That was too easy right now. And then I'm like, I just saw this water dispenser. I'm kind of interested in having it. I just don't have the funds right now. I was asking in a sponsorship manner, could you please help me out, sponsor me it out, and then we brand it, and then we spread the word that although we don't have water, there's just a cheap source of water that we could go refill.
Yeah.
So the trick with me now was, after she got it, we sat down and then she's like, could you please sort of like market it for me in a way, in terms of whenever someone comes, give them a bottle, or when they're drinking, take them a photo, picture and then post it on Instagram and just tag us and create the waves around that. So we did that, and then she bought the water dispenser, and then it all started. And then now also trying to look into new ways of, approaching, because she's also, I could say she's a businesswoman, and she's sort of like my mentor, because she helps me out with some ideas as well. We help each other with ideas. Because right now she even told me about some scholarships and whatnot to go through and apply for to try and grow the business, because she's kind of liking this whole idea of the business that I'm in right now. And then she's like, no, anytime you need something, or if you've got something in mind, if you can't reach me, talk to my marketing person, or which also close with Nzalamo, by the way. Then she's like, yeah, just present us with ideas, and then we see how far we can take it. Or if they're not doable, we'll tell you, then come up with an alternative in a way. So for now, still trying to look into a new hike, but then I want to see how we could work around that in terms of how she also, because I don't want it to be a one-way street whereby I'm the only one that's benefiting, and you find that I'm not giving her the sales that she requires in a way. So it's just one of those things whereby I could say loyalty points in a way or something, whereby you get us customers, and then we see what we can do for you, So that's just the whole collab around Mati, and still thankful for that. And I'm also, I don't know, trying to get collabs on something else, just engaging the community, and eventually, we get to do something about it. Because I feel like if a community doesn't have such sports recreational centers, we're bound to lose the youth into, bad habits like drugs and all that, and of which it ends up killing dreams in a way, because now we no longer focused on anything in life besides, just waking up, going to the streets, and, trying this in fashion type of hustling way that, every guy just wants to do.
Yeah.
So also that's just the whole point of, sorry to say this late as well, what inspired the idea behind MFS as well. Just, trying to do things a bit different than what the community expects every guy within the community to do.
Yeah. No, I hear you. There's definitely an expectation here in Goa. I think I also don't follow that route as well, because
it's not one for the books.
Okay, so from my understanding is that hopefully I'm not telling everyone your future plans. Hopefully when you do eventually get a bigger venue, this is one of the products that are expecting to
for
see
sure.
People will be able to purchase Smarty and
so
that's fine. Yeah. People will be able to purchase it, and that's a great collaboration. I think that's the reason why I wanted to interview you, was that I saw that you're doing something different. Right? I'm not always here at home, but when I do come back home, I do see people, how it just seems like people are hopeless, especially, people who went to Varsity and they come back and they're not doing anything. It looks like they're very sad, and they don't have anything to do. And I look at things like this, is that, as you said, like the reason why you started this was so that you can be able to cope. And I feel like even people, if they come here, the gym, and I don't know, even like when sometimes I feel sad and I go to the gym, after like a quick session, I feel good. I feel good. I think it's a thing of being able to achieve something and accomplish it. Like I went there, I wanted to, bench press 100 and whatever, right?
Yeah.
And you get there and you actually do it. Go back home, you feel good, even though nothing has changed yet. Things are still bad, but just having,
but to forget about
it helps you to just forget about it. And you're doing a great job, and keep it up, and hope to see more of the help that this will help you out as well to get more people.
Yeah.
And on that note, like, where can people find you? People that is it only for people who can here in Kwanko, or just open?
I try to do it online, but then think the trick with online would be the equipment that that person has.
Yeah.
Because I feel like if you don't have that much of an equipment, you could just try get yourself a pair of dumbbells and go to game. I'm sure there are some weights that are cheap, wristbands, and then maybe we could talk because I feel like most of my exercises, I'm that gym guy that uses weights in a way. I don't.
You don't do calisthenics.
Yeah, perfect idea.
Yeah.
Because I feel like it's not within my gym vocab in a way. It's not how I got to fall in love with the gym.
Yeah.
But there's nothing wrong with that. It's just not what I do.
You just like pumping.
Yeah,
the
I just
yeah.
like pumping because I feel like it gives you the movement with your body and your body gets to react and feel every part of it in a way. So as much as I would like to, if you're interested in doing an online type of session, then you could also go find me on Instagram. It's at sportsman_nene or MFS gang _official, or not really much on Facebook, but then whatever I post there automatically is linked on Facebook, which could be Kunene Tsimbane as well on Facebook, and then or TikTok at MFS. And then you'd find each other there, and then if you don't really want to be doing online, you could find the exercises that we do and then try to copy them by yourself at home. And if you've got a problem, just feel free on hitting me up on the DMs, and then we try to work out and let's just stay healthy and fit, man. It's not really necessary about the weight gain or anything. It's just an issue of dealing with your mental state and your health, and at the life that we're living, and it's just everything just happens so fast, and it's so easy for all of us to just get sick right now and all that, unlike old people, because of the things that we're eating and consuming. So yeah.
Hey, I was actually surprised at the KFC. It's like, oh, there's a KFC now.
Yeah, a lot is happening.
People are about to be unhealthy.
Yo, Lord. But if you mention that, people get angry.
Yeah.
Because it's so fascinating how you find that you start off good and then you eat all this junk. It's nice. Junk is nice, we have to admit.
Yeah.
Eat all these junks. But then what you don't know, but then you do know deep down, is you're gaining weight, but then you're avoiding that. But then as soon as you see that it's a bit too late, now you want to look back at it. So I feel like as much as we all want to eat the junk food and all, I also eat junk food, by the way, but it's sort of like a cheat day for me.
Yeah.
So I try to do it once or twice a week, and then that's it. And if I'm doing it, I'm not going overboard with it. It's just a simple craving that I have that we all allowed to have, but you should be able to go back and just, even if you're not paying for a gym, man, just take yourself out for a walk. It helps as well.
Yeah. Okay. All right. I'll put all these, you send me all the links and I'll put them on the description, and you guys can check them out on all the social media pages. And you should also do YouTube and just do a couple of videos, just show people what you guys, just maybe showcase your gym.
If you could,
it's impressive, right? I'm looking at this like
they'll show you just
you have
now.
like a Smith machine there, you have a bench, this is like all that you need.
All that you need. And if you go inside, you also see your cardio type of section.
And you even have like treadmills.
Yeah.
Treadmills,
bicycles, and all that.
It's good. It looks like a proper gym. I'm actually jealous. I wish I could set something like this up at my place.
I wish I could be able to do this on a day, because I feel I just can't, with this whole YouTube thing.
You don't even have to like do it yourself. You can just get somebody with like a nice camera and they can just shoot it and edit it and do it for you.
Yeah.
Right? Yeah. I mean, in a sense, you're also employing people, right? Now you have like a whole media team. That's the whole point.
Yeah.
At a later stage, when you have a big gym, now you have people, videographer, graphic designers, June people, right? It's not small.
Yeah, I also shout out to the graphic designer here. He did some
with the
for Nani Ocean, guys. Check him out as well. He's really good.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah. But yeah, that's where we'll end the episode today. Thanks for watching, everyone. Tribe leader Don Riz out.
Oh, sorry. Don't forget to go purchase your mati if you stay
Yeah,
around.
also
Eh?
check out the
Don't forget, guys. Go check out the shop. We'll send you everything on the link.
welcome.